Hi, I want to give you a couple of quick tips to filling your date book, keeping things on your date book, and really having a lot of joy in your business. About 20 days ago, I had a conversation with myself. I looked at my date book and it was kind of empty. And I thought, what do I know to do to get my date book filled? And I rewound my brain back to the beginning of my business 21 years ago when I learned that it was daily consistent effort that resulted in big filled date books. So I picked up a notebook that I had in my office. It had some writing in the front, nothing fancy. And I noticed that back in April, I had started to keep a record of my daily contacts, but they weren't consistent. It was call 10 people, maybe forget about it for a week, go back, just filling my time with things that I thought were more important than bookings. But really, the most important thing in our business is bookings, to be clear. So I looked at that inconsistency and I looked at my lack of results and thought, what can I change? So, what I'm going to show you is what I've done over the last 20 days. I have 25 bookings on my books. And what I started to do was every day I committed to reaching out to 25 people every day and inviting them to give their opinion of our skincare. Is there any reason you wouldn't give me your opinion of our skincare? I'm doing a field trial with Mary Kay and would love to get your feedback. That simple. I'm just asking for people's feedback on our skincare. Our job as consultants is to build skincare customers and then all of the other extras we introduce after we talk to them about skincare. That's what we do. That's our job. And so I started on May 27th, every day, 25 contacts. And not every day was 25 contacts. The least amount was 16, but every day. So I followed the 21-day booking challenge, which is simply on day one, I make a contact with 25 people or 10 or 5, whatever you pick. The next day, I pick 25 more people. The next day, 25 more people. And after 3 days, I go back to the first group and I follow up with all of the people that I have not heard back from. What you will find when you have a consistent strategy of reaching out to people at least 3 times in a row, having a couple of days break in between your contacts, you will find that most people will respond after the second or third or fourth contact. And that's what I found. What I found is that consistent effort every single day, I was getting bookings, not necessarily from the contacts that day. If it was the first day, it might have been from the second contact or it might have been the third contact. But because every day I was consistently putting asks out there, I was slowly getting responses and yeses. And what I found is in 1 out of 25 people, I have, no, I'm sorry, 1 out of 5. So 5 out of 25 people, I have a booking. So on my pages, anytime I would get a booking, I would give them a little pink heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this was an orange. That just means we chatted, no booking. So 5 out of there. I have some lists of 25 where I have 2 bookings. I have one list of 16 and I have 7 bookings, but on average, about 5 out of 25. So that's the first piece you need to know. The more bookings you want, you just increase the number of asks you have in a day. Beth, where did you get those leads? I got them from my phone. I went into my phone and I looked over all of the contacts that I have and I reached out to everybody. I reached out to just simply everybody. I have had people say yes to me that I was surprised that said yes. And I've had people that have not responded or said no that I thought for sure they would have said yes. We don't know. We share with everybody. So that's step one, daily consistent efforts. Now, the other thing I did is that when I started pulling my names together, I gave myself, pulled out my paper calendar, and I scheduled an appointment each day that I was going to be doing this. So sometimes it happened in the waiting room of a doctor's office. Sometimes it happened in the morning right after coffee. Sometimes it happened in the evening. Our business is flexible, so you can put it wherever you want. The key was that it was every single day. And when it was scheduled and when I had my names in a notebook, it made it much easier to happen because my brain knew it was going to move into action. Now, every time I got a booking, the next step that I did was I use an appointment worksheet. Now, there's lots of those out there. You can Google them. This is mine. My assistant made it a million years ago. Just a spot for a name, appointment date, time, information about the party, other guests, and then results over here. The key is, doesn't matter what the form is like, the key is that you have something that is tangible that shows your booking. Keep all of my bookings in a folder for the month, and so I can open it up, find my bookings, and as you're consistently working, you're going to find your folder fill up with bookings. So, third step, after the booking is held, after you get the feedback, whether you've sent out skincare samples, you've hosted an in-person appointment, you've done a Zoom appointment, whatever it may be, after the appointment, I track on a running face sheet for the month. I want to know all the faces I did that month and I want to see it in front of me so I can hold myself accountable to my work. So I can have a record of which faces I did in which month. So I can go back and look at the different layers that I've had with them. I can look at have they hosted before? I've got it right in front of me. So the tighter you can keep this process, where your leads are, consistently reaching out, keeping track of your bookings, and then keeping track of your faces, ladies, this is the key to success at Mary Kay. All of the other things that we have that support us, that can help us get our name out, whether it's having a great Facebook group or fun posts or making a fun video, those are all great things to support you building a business. But I believe, and my results have shown, I believe that in 20 days, getting 25 bookings from daily effort, I've gotten more return on this time invested than I have on any other way that I have spent my time. So get out your notebook, pull out your phone, start putting names on your paper, and begin reaching out and inviting people to give their opinion of our skincare. Now, if you're like, Beth, what do you say on the second and third times you're reaching out? The second time I reach out, I simply say, hey, if I haven't heard back from them, hey, just checking in to see if you received my text. And I put an arrow up. That's it. The third time, 3 days later, I let them know, hey, I still have some spots for people to give me their opinion of our skincare. Is there any reason you can't be one of my faces? That's it. And typically, when people respond, it is positive. Oh my goodness, this text got buried. I never saw the first one. So happy booking, happy tracking. The discipline that you put into this, I promise, will bring you results that you will love and it will bring you great joy. The other thing that's really cool with your notebook, it's like you're writing your own Mary Kay story. So these are future customers that are in here. These are future team members. These are future possible sales directors in Mary Kay. These are future possible national sales directors. All people's journeys start with their name in a notebook, just waiting for somebody to reach out to them. Happy booking.